Hello, welcome to the video. My name is Will, and in this particular video, it is the third entry in the automating email series, where I'm walking through how to automate an email campaign using C# to create an application that allows you to automatically schedule emails to recipients with minimal user input. Without much further ado, let's get straight into this video. This is the third entry. So we looked at the first two videos, looked at how to retrieve an inbox. The second video on the channel looked at how to display the email information via a GUI, a GUI. And now what I want to do in this particular video is to actually look at how to send or / to compose a piece of email, how to compose email to a recipient. So how to send email, essentially. So without much further ado, we're going to just dive straight into this tutorial. First things first, it's always good to kind of start, or for me at least, I know some people probably work in the opposite way. I like to start with fleshing out some kind of GUI so I know what's going on. I have here a XAML file called compose email. And it's very simplistic. Who are you sending your email to? What is the subject? What do you want to send? And obviously there's better headings for these fields, but this just kind of tells you what's going on at a glance. It's kind of easy to understand. And it's worth noting, I have a button in my main window here called compose, and this compose button actually brings up the compose email window. So if I go to the main C# file of the compose email window, you're going to first, it won't go amiss to add the Microsoft Office Intro Outlook namespace, which you can get on NuGet. And then I have a few fields here. I have a field for the target recipient stored as a string. I have a list of string for the local user. So all the Outlook domains that may be logged in on a particular Windows PC, you can store them in a list. If I'm not mistaken. And I say that because one of the functionalities here, I wasn't too sure if it's working with machine level accounts or like credentials logged in through the C# app. We'll get to that. But anyway, you're going to need to call our Microsoft Office Intro Outlook application class, and I call this app Outlook app1, OLK app1. And same thing up until mail item, outlook.mail item, Outlook mail 1. And then you're going to need a Microsoft Office Intro Outlook accounts. I call it accounts. That's your fields that you're going to need, at least for this kind of, for this class. So if you're kind of trying to do a one-to-one walkthrough with me with this video, these are the fields that you're going to need. Went ahead and I instantiated OLK app 1, Outlook app 1, and Outlook mail 1. As you can see, I have the instantiations here, new Microsoft Office Intro Outlook, and then I am typecasting Outlook app 1 as a mail item, and I am calling create item, and I'm passing through an Outlook mail item. Okay. Yeah, an Outlook mail item is a excuse me, is actually from this enumerated list, this enum. And then you select OL mail item. That's what you want to pass through. And then this accounts is assigned the session.accounts. You want to go ahead and do that. And then I have a for each loop, which is basically adding to a list of local users, all the users that are signed in to the local machine. And that's it for the scaffolding. So I'm going to continue with this. And what I want to do here, I'm just referring to my notes. It's just 3 lines of code that don't seem very necessary. So I'm gonna just omit that, and we're just gonna continue going down. So what we're gonna do firstly, when you hit a compose button in the email client, usually you are met with some fields, and those fields allow you to type in certain information such as a recipient, a subject line, and an email body contents, and then you can send the email off to whoever the target recipient is. So I'm gonna look for the compose email. I am going to just double check that I have. Oh yes, so the send button. So then after you've done that, you obviously hit the send button. So what we want to do, we have our fields actually here, hard to see, but here is actually I think it's a text box control. Yep, text box, and this is a rich text box. Yeah. And this is a button called send button. Also has a event hook to it. Send button. So once we hit send, what we want to do, of course, is outbound the mail to who it belongs to. So we're going to do this by firstly invoking our for each loop. I'm going to say Outlook accounts. Oops, I keep doing that. No, it's not right. So Microsoft Office interrupt Outlook, and then I'm going to go for accounts. I'm going to say account in this accounts. Then I'm going to do a quick comparison to just verify who's logged in. If account SMTP address is the same as this local user. Now here's the thing, what this is doing, it's not necessary, but I'm basically, if I'm not mistaken, I'm basically saying that if the local user of the Windows PC that is logged in is the same as the credentials of the user that is using the application, then you can send the mail. Not very necessary, but again, just it's always nice to add this layer of functionality depending on your needs. There's actually an error here. Operator cannot be. Oh yes, of course. So because this is a list, I'm going to have to, you know what? I'm going to check if that's even necessary. So account, local user. Am I using local user? My notes? Nope. Not necessary. Let's not do that. Let's not go down this road. Let's just say this. Outlook mail. We're going to go for the send using accounts. And we're going to assign that to accounts. And then we're going to say Outlook mail 1. Oops. Mail 1, 2. As in who we're sending to. And then we're going to say this target recipient dot toString, and we're going to give that a value at some point. Outlook mail subject, mail 1.subject, and that's going to be the subject rich text box, which I've named subject text block or subject text box. It's not a rich text box, sorry, it's a text box. Text. Outlook mail 1.body equals new, and then text range I'm gonna say this email content rich text box, and let me just check this out. Then it needs another overload. Position 2. So I'm just gonna say this email content rich text box documents contents, and let's say something like this dot text, and that should be fine. I messed up there. So this should also have document content starts like this. That should be fine. And then finally, we want to send the mail. Once we have our target recipient, we have all the fields accounted for. Outlook underscore mail. Oh, I keep doing that. So the one Outlook, I actually need this namespace again. Up to Outlook. Let's place it here. Underscore accounts, is it? No, I think it's mail item. Mail item, typecasting, Outlook mail. and I am hitting send. That should send the mail. Let me just make sure that's right. Outlook mail 1. I think there should be a number 1 there. Yeah. And then once that's done, there's no need to keep going through the for each loop. So I'm just going to break. Now, I did omit something from my notes, and I'm hoping that doesn't come back to bite me. I'm going to have to see. So for each, if outside of the for each loop, I can maybe do something like close the form. And it's kind of a bit of an indicator to the user that the email has been sent. Now, what I want to also do is because we are sending the values, and I spelled subject wrong, because we are sending the values of the body, subject, and the recipient fields, we can just use an event, a text change event, in order to update these values very easily. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the XAML and then go here and see if there's a text change event here. So I have a text change event here, which I haven't really used, so I'm going to use it now. Sending to text box, I'm going to just refer to my notes because it's quicker. Target recipient is assigned to the value of the text box. And what else is here? So that one was sending to, so that's this one. Subject text box. I am going to put a text change event. And I need this. I need to update the value. Subject text box. Oops. Oh, that's not right. So subject, what's it called? What's the value? The variable. Oh no, I'm pulling straight from the text, the control itself, so there's no need to store a reference. What's this? That was a field, so that's why I did that. I don't know, I'm confusing things. Okay, for now this is fine. Because here I'm pulling straight from the control, pulling straight from the control. It's only this one that I decided to be a little bit confusing. But since I've already written it out, I'm just going to leave it as it is. So I'll just delete this. Kind of over-engineered that. But, you know, I'll just backspace a little bit here. Subject text box. Was it that one? Yeah, I think it was this one that I didn't need. Let's just check the XAML as well. Okay, that's fine. Double check this. Yeah, it's still reference. I didn't delete the wrong thing. And that should be it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fire this application up and I'm going to attempt to send myself an email. And if everything has been typed out correctly, if the code is sound, then hopefully I should receive something in my inbox. I will send the email from this application. And then what I'm going to do is to use the web version of Outlook just to check the inbound mail. So that it will help, that will actually help us to really visualize the fact that, you know, person A can be in one place, one physical location, sending mail to someone using a different application in a different location, and they still get the inbound mail. So I'm just going to close this Visual Studio. I'm going to grab the app, very simple UI. Just put it like here. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to first log in. Forgot my username. I'm going to log in off screen. Just going to wait for the login to complete. So I have here one of my mailboxes. It's loaded up now, and might as well just quickly demonstrate this actually displaying on the UI. Let's go for this one. Shows up here, very simple stuff. This is not a like a UI course, designing course. It's literally just how to make the functionality work, and then we consider what we do with the UI. But for now, this compose button, I'm gonna click, and just gonna wait for the application to catch up. Now the issue here is that I didn't actually instantiate my list here, the local user. So what I'm gonna do at constructor level, actually where am I? Yeah, at constructor level, gonna make sure that that local user list, this is irritating. Local user equals new list of string, and then that should take care of the exception. Gonna go ahead and just reboot the program. Okay, so I'm back, and hopefully the functionality should be working now. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit compose, and it's just popped up on my other screen. So here it is. Very simple window, nothing stylish. Who am I sending the mail to? What is the subject, and what do I want to send? So let's just say targeting myself, Williams, Teddy-Jimoh. Hope the send button, I put the functionality. I think I did. Just hoping I'm not wrong there. What's the subject? Let's just call it test email. I don't know. Hello world. Why not? And I'll just say this email was sent via CSharp walkthroughs. So let me make sure I typed everything right. So that's the email domain we're targeting. It's my own one. Test email, hello world. This email was sent via CSharp walkthroughs. Let's hit send and see what happens. Now, the thing is, I don't know if it's going to show up here because I don't think this is my main inbox. I think this is my junk mail folder. So what I'm going to do is actually bring up my Outlook and I'm hoping that this worked. So let me go ahead and do that. Sure enough, as we see here on my Outlook, just place it somewhere a little bit easier to see. And I just got a push notification off screen as well, which is kind of nice. And yeah, here it is. Test email, hello world. Let's just go there. To me, this email was sent via CSharp walkthroughs. This is on my Outlook, my browser web version of Outlook. As you can see, I have sent myself the email from a very simple C# application. So as you can see, we're kind of starting to lay down the groundwork for the scheduling side of things and excuse me, and composing email campaigns, automating, potentially creating automation for lists of recipients that could span dozens, hundreds, maybe thousands of users, tens of users, and you need to send them all the same email at scale. That's where automation comes in. So I hope you've enjoyed up to this point of the course, rather, better said. And do stay tuned, because next we're going to actually be looking at scheduling a little bit. So scheduling should be up on the cards in the next video or two, or so, rather. But yeah, so just as a quick summary, we first looked in the first video at retrieving an inbox. Then we looked at displaying the information. I have forgotten if this is the third or fourth entry. I think it's the third entry. And in this particular video, we looked at composing an email. So next we're going to be diving a little bit deeper into the composing email side of things. But now we're going to be introducing scheduling so that we can automatically, at scale, create campaigns for email lists. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please do leave a like and share. It helps a lot. And do stay connected with the series on this particular course of managing automation, C# applications, emails. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.